Hello, my jelly fighters. My name is Jim, and this is your Daily Rogue for um, the 25th, I think, of August. We will see. We will see. 2026. Did I do 26 right? Yes, I did. Okay. Big old gap right there in the center. Very nice. So let's see. What should we talk about? Last time I talked about vectors. I love vectors. I love basis vectors. What are some things you can do with vectors? What is your favorite thing to do with a vector? Put that in the comments. Um, One of the things that I've always loved about vectors is life, strength, detect magic. Okay, okay, well, actually, this is good. This looks like we have a large. This is probably going to be, probably, it's possible that I get two keys. This is probably going to be a room that has a key and some trinket. Um, Hopefully, it doesn't have like a magic sword. Then these are just regular magic items, and this is a large magic item room. This is a large vault that probably has magic swords and stuff like that in it. Okay, so do we want to see? So there is a magic whip. Whips are awesome if you have the right strength, which I don't, but it is magic, so it could be good. Okay, so I got another good potion. That's going to be a levitation up here. There's my levitation. And I can actually make a shortcut down here. Come over here to get this key. So yeah, +0 war axe. That's actually a pretty good firebolt. Not good enough to make me take it if I got a key. If it was a 4 or a 5, then I definitely. Oh, look at all those things. I definitely would. Ooh, I'd love to check out the whip, but there's an axe. There's a magic axe. If I'm really lucky, it's an axe of force. Oh, that'll be so much fun. Okay, so tell me about your favorite vectors. You don't actually need a lot to be a vector. So a vector represents something. Okay, so well, I guess if I was to talk about vectors in a physics class, which I normally do, then a vector just represents a position, a force, and acceleration, something that has to do with position, velocity. I think the only when you get into pseudo vectors, you get to things that might not fit that description, right? So when you start talking about angular momentum and torque, now you're still talking about rotations. So you're not talking about positions anymore, but you're talking about something that does deal with the orientation of an object. And that's more or less what you do in your Physics 1 class. But if you were to look at higher level physics, already you're getting some more interesting stuff to go along with that, right? If you look at your quantum mechanics, especially, uh, you find that your vectors now represent mixtures of states. Actually, I guess it's not technically a mixture. It is a superposition. There's a technical difference between those two things. So a mixture would be if I had 25% this, 26%, 25% this, 27% that, blah, blah, blah. The superposition actually says that the effects can interfere, or as far as you'd call like wave interference, so that some, due to no fault of its own, some results could not show up, for example. Um, because of other results that are showing up, which is not as weird as it sounds. Oh, crap. I don't like that. Oops. Okay, so this is a bland plus 2x. That's pretty good. We are okay with bland plus 2x's. There's an orange potion up there. And we have to find the secret door. There we go. I've already found detect magics. Okay, so this is sad. I'm going to have to try these. Descent. Um, so um, now these things represent states. Now for discrete systems, systems with discrete number quanta, right? The thing that quantum is named after, with quantum things like, I guess, energy levels would be the most likely one. Let's eat the mango. The first one that you would think of, confusion. Oh, incineration. Okay. Okay, and so what do I have? Obstruction 4, firebolt 4. So there we go. See, that is worth taking. Okay, so my question is do I try to take one of those flails or keep the axe? I could go back up and grab something else, but I guess it's step 3. It's too high up to do that. So we will wait for a likely spot. Or a likely reason to use that. Okay, so that is the broke down spot. So how many things do I have? 5 items. I don't have too many items, so because I don't have a lot of doubles. I'm on depth 5. I think that's a little early for a centipede. Did I find life yet? I did find life, unfortunately. So use testing potions will not help me. Down I go again. Eel, 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 eel. Okay. Vampire bats. Yeah, just randomly pull levers in the dungeon. That's a good idea, right? Nothing bad could happen. Nothing bad at all. Let's see what this is. Scale mail, good for me. Magic scale mail. Okay. I would very much like at this point to have another detect magic. So you could use vectors for a mixture of things. That should be possible. But you can use vectors for a superposition. So what's the difference, right? A mixture of different states. And I guess a mixture of different states would be like Fourier analysis. In Fourier analysis, you have vectors of different, you literally have vectors of different waves, waves of different periods. And you can construct just about any function. You can literally, over a period, you can literally construct any function with a Fourier analysis, with Fourier analysis. So So there is the difference between those two concepts that I was using, a superposition and a mixture. The superposition, those different states can interfere with each other in some way. And that's because you have complex numbers in your vector, technically, I guess, as a technical part. Um, yeah, it's telepathy. And drop D, drop B. That's something else. Do we have any other things for me to find? No, I think we have found everything on this level. Where's my exit? Here we go. All right. I'm going to send here, and let's try some of these aggravate monsters. Okay, and X. I need no blood work for me. Okay, let's teleportation. Bam. Ah, there I am. Oops. Um, and 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 I don't make it. Oh well. I did have a +2 flail. which I probably would have enchanted up and kept that flail instead of the axe if I had sufficient time here. I was randomly doing things, so I wanted to find things before doing things. I really needed, well, one, I was out of items, and two, I needed to find, um, I needed to detect magic at this point. So I was trying to find a couple of things. One of those was maybe some protection for one of these guys, figure out what this is. So those identified things would have been fine. I would have used two of them here and used one on one of these flails, probably J, which would have meant I found the +2 flail, in which case I would have used a +2 flail and I would have enchanted it up. There were no berries over here, unfortunately, so I thought I had a stock of healing stuff up here, but I didn't notice there weren't any berries, and no berries grew during the melee. Um, I did not know about this potion of invisibility. If I'd used a potion of invisibility, that would have helped as well. The invisibility charm, I think I thought about using it, and I thought, I just probably didn't have the time. And that wand of polymorphism probably would have made the vampire bats into something even worse. So I did not handle that well, but I don't see good things based on my knowledge at the time.